Bada boom, realest one in the goddamn room. How you doing? We are here today to talk about the season of anime. This is episode two of Seasonal Talk, with your host, Thabreakmaster. So I hope you enjoy your stay, kick back, relax, and let's also just talk about anime. And let's also talk about hot takes. I have like maybe two in the bank that we can kind of talk about here, because one of them I saw from TikTok from a friend of mine that sent this to me, and I'll talk about that later after we're done talking about the season of anime. But this hot take, I don't know how I feel about it. So we're going to discuss some stuff when it comes to this take. And no, outside of that, we have a plethora. You got a whole plate of anime that we have devoured this season. This week, I should say. This week, we devoured it. It tasted good overall. For this week here, another banger. Yeah. Exactly. Ace. Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. It's another goddamn banger of a season so far. Another banger of a week so far. We are eating good. As anime fans, this season, we are eating good. That's why it's blowing my mind on all of this. Also, one little update we did do here this time around. We are going to choose a winner of this week. So it's just my personal opinion on what ends up winning this week when it comes to the season of anime. For the week, there's always a winner. There's always a winner. But things are always subject to change. And that's why we do this on a weekly basis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and actually pop this stuff up and get into this first subject matter at hand. And that is the show Blue Lock. Blue Lock, this episode right here, it's interesting. So we're 3 episodes in now, right? I don't know if this show's still gonna grab you. It's not like with Chainsaw Man, right? Chainsaw Man, that third episode, if it didn't grab you to watch Chainsaw Man, it's like I said, you're smoking some crack. You need to get yourself checked out. Maybe there's something going on with you. Just kidding. Now look, everybody can have their own taste, but your taste is trash. All right, I said it. But no, Chainsaw Man's third episode was great enough. I feel like it is something that would actually hook you. I have a 3-episode rule. So with Blue Lock, I do feel like there still needs to be a bit more, because I'm still not fully grabbed onto this anime. It is not bad. The third episode was a bit better and kind of showcased what you really need to do in Blue Lock in order to actually succeed here and actually do what you need to do, right? Because essentially what this episode is all about here is we're going to have a leader. There has to be some type of leader. There's got to be a star player pretty much on your team that then is going to navigate the rest of the team to work together as a whole. Because trying to do this by themselves, because that's what they're all, thought, at least they thought anyways, that they had to like do everything themselves, whoever the highest scorer and yada yada is supposed to be able to win. But at the end of the day, this is still a team sport. There is no I in team, but there are star players. Think about it. One of the better examples I can always usually give is like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, right? He's the GOAT. Chicago Bulls, he did his goddamn thing, but that doesn't mean it was just him, right? We had like Scottie Pippen on the team, Charles Barkley on the team and stuff like that. We had other hitters on that team as well. And you need all those other hitters. That's the thing. What I think essentially what they're trying to do here is have everybody be some base of a score, somebody that, you can always rely on everybody, because everybody needs to have a certain base of skills. You don't need to just be specialized in one particular subject, because you have to be fluid when it comes to soccer, when it comes to football. You have to be fluid. If you're not fluid, well, god dang it, you didn't learn from freaking Bruce Lee, did you? You didn't learn from Bruce Lee. Flow like water. You're supposed to be fluid. So that's pretty much ultimately what we're trying to do here. In this episode right now, this team ain't no good, because they were button heads the whole time. Wasn't looking good. They lost, actually. I mean, luckily, though, there's a whole block system that they have to do here. But if they lose again, they're pretty much out of this whole thing. So they can't take another L. And they realize what they need to do now, and it's a matter of who's actually going to ultimately be that person to be a bit of the leader here within the group. And it's still iffy. I don't know how this whole thing's going to go, but our main character, at least he's understanding of what's going on here, though he has an existential crisis, right? This man is wondering if he's even worthy of being a striker in the first place. He doesn't even know, because he met this other guy on the other team. That dude's a GOAT. That man navigated and made everybody work under him. He says, I'm the king. I am the king. You bow down to me. All right, and that's what he did, and everybody else fell in line, and that's why the team got better and they won, as opposed to the main characters team, because they just ain't working, all right? They just ain't working. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. So I'm curious of where this is going to go for him and his character development, and whether or not if he's going to have the juice to be the striker that he wants to be. So overall, this episode for Blue Lock was a step up, and it was better than last week's episode. I will say that much. The show is a solid show. It's very solid. I'm not hating on it, but like I said, I don't know if it's still grabbing me just yet, but I am enjoying the show so far. So therefore, Blue Lock gets my silver approval, baby. Let's go. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the next anime that we got here, which is Mob Psycho 100, episode 4. Okay. This was a banger episode. This was a banger episode. McFly, one of my community members and my moderator, he was telling me, hey, you need to watch this show. Things about to start going down. I see what he's talking about. Like, this episode was, it was freaking fire. Essentially, what was going on with this one, though, the goddamn divine tree, the religion, ultimately took over the whole city. They're done. They ate this candy, ate this food. This thing was smart as heck, because he just said, I'm gonna make it to where y'all just gonna eat all this stuff and be brainwashed. Everybody got brainwashed. Hanazawa, I think, is like the only one outside of Mob that didn't get brainwashed, though he was almost under the influence a few times, 2 times to be exact. Hanazawa currently is actually fighting against the founder. And what was crazy about this episode, I didn't think he'd do this. I mean, he did leave, but Dimple, my boy Dimple, he became the founder. It's this sucker the whole time. I was like, excuse me? So yeah, needless to say, this is why things are the way they are. Because initially, before the founder was actually ever a thing, right? Because they always kind of assumed that Mob might have been the founder. No, they were just kind of a harmless group that worshipped this goddamn divine tree, right? That's pretty much all they did. They didn't do anything. There was no harm. But then Dimple took over, and then all of a sudden things have changed. That's when the Fire Nation attacked, all right? And he just started taking down the place, and all the happenings going on with the cracks in the walls and this and that and the other is because of the divine tree. The divine tree is literally eating up that city. It is sucking it up, and it's giving him power. So Dimple is literally OP at the moment, but again, at the end of this episode, Mob is going to confront Dimple, and I think he knows who it is, because he was already kind of thinking about it, because every time he was interacting with his friends, all his friends at one point did this. They always pointed at him. So needless to say, I think he knows. I think he knows Dimple is behind all of this, and it's going to be a sad fight, and it's going to be an interesting one, though. So I'm curious just how strong Dimple has gotten at this point. He has taken over, right? He has taken over the city, but again, I don't know. This is the most power Dimple has gotten so far, but this is Mob we're talking about, all right? Like this dude, he's no joke. He is no slouch when it comes down to how his powers are, and him being a goddamn threat. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The next week's episode is gonna be fire as heck. I can just tell just based off the animation. They were already doing it in this episode too for Hanazawa's fight. It kind of had like that one animation from back then in Naruto, where Sasuke was facing off against Orochimaru. You remember that scene where I think was it Sasuke? Oh no, I think it was Orochimaru that got punched in the face real bad. But there's a lot of ragdoll physics basically. But it's about to throw down. It's about to go down. So I'm looking forward to this. This episode was amazing. This was an amazing episode. Again, Mob Psycho easily gets the silver approval for this week. Because god dang, man. God dang, I'm glad I watched this show. I'm glad I'm caught up with it. If you're not caught up with the show and you're watching this right now, what are you doing? Because I'm spoiling you, sir. Second of all, go watch the goddamn show. Please. Please. It's good. Please. All right. So we move on here. And now we move on to My Hero Academia. This episode was quite interesting. So the two major points that I can actually point out here for this episode is Dabi is a menace to society. His viewpoint, I knew there had to been some other like villains, right, that are still under the influence of the hero killer, Stain. And Dabi is under that influence. He has that same type of mindset that if you ain't being an actual true hero, you gotta die. You gotta go. So seeing Dabi there, and Dabi, Hawk is, I don't know about to happen to Hawk. It's not looking good for him because his actual weakness is fire. What is Dabi? Man, it's fire. He's in trouble. It ain't looking good for him. But needless to say, like Dabi, he is a problem. And he doesn't really care necessarily about the League of Villains and all this other stuff. Like I said, he has that mindset of just how Stain is. So Stain has a successor in a way through Dabi. And also, we did get some slight information when it came to Dabi with, we didn't actually get information. It was more or less, he said something about his identity, and he said it's a Hawk. I don't think Hawk's going to survive this because, I mean, he told him his identity, so I don't know if that's going to happen here. But he said something. We don't know what exactly, but obviously it shook Hawk when he said it. And also, welcome in, McFly. So I'm talking about what's good. I'm Mine for Villains. I don't know about that. What? Hey, what's good? Welcome in. What is that? Wait a minute. That's Twitch. That's Twitch. I didn't know I get notifications for Twitch. All right, we got a follow here all of a sudden within my Twitch account. So, I'm live on YouTube at the moment, but thank you and welcome. All right, mid Dragon Ball Kai is better. All right, this guy wants to come in here and start already making a mess. He wants to start making a mess. Look, we're not in the hot take section yet, sir. We're still in the section of talking about this week's anime, bro. Come on now. I literally just got done talking about Mob Psycho because Mob Psycho's episode was lit. You're the friend I was talking about. Thank you. All right, that episode was freaking lit. I'm looking forward to the next week's episode. Fire. We got Thumper in the goddamn building. How we doing, Thumps? That is funny. Hot chocolate. I see what you're doing, Thumps. I see what you're doing. I just followed you. My bad for interrupting. Oh no, you're good. I appreciate you following. And actually even coming up in here. I appreciate that. Like I said, we're talking about anime right now. We're currently talking about My Hero Academia. How caught up are you on this week's episode of this season so far? Actually, how caught up are you? Well, how much are you watching? Because we're watching Mob Psycho, we were watching My Hero Academia, we're watching some Bleach, Blue Lock, and spyxfamily. That's the stuff we're going to be talking about this week right now. And then we also got a hot take section that we're going to go into as well. So we got a lot. It's like, go helmet summer. Like I said, I'm still surprised by Dimple, bro. I'm still surprised by that. I was like, dang, I didn't know he was going to get that crazy with it. But welcome in, though. Welcome in. I'm going to call you Hair God, all right? I'm going to call you Hair God, all right? Beautiful. Hope you enjoy your stay. But nah, that was the first half of this episode, more or less focused on Dabi and everything that's going on with him. So that was very interesting to see. But then there's the other portion of it, basically Shigaraki is back up. It's kind of dumb because it's like by happenstance, this man was able to get back, basically. He was able, because technically he was in a suspended state. And that's why they didn't want to break him out of that until he was done. But between Mirko and a few other heroes, they were able and capable of actually breaking him out of that thing before he actually was fully awakened at 100% capacity when it comes to his ability. So, regardless, though, we already know Shigaraki is busted as heck. This sucker is the last time we saw his ability, he don't even have to touch you. He doesn't even have to actually touch you anymore. He probably just look at you and you're gonna turn to dust. Like, the thing is, I don't know what's about to happen to him. I don't know how strong he's about to be right now, but the man's back up by a happenstance of just something falling into the water, and then boom, he had an electric shock to bring his heart rate back up and everything. Now he's good. So this man's about to come in and start wrecking the place. Can the number one hero, can Endeavor do anything? I don't know. And that's crazy to say, right? This is Shigaraki. He's not a kid no more, yes. But I don't know. This is not looking good. So I am looking forward to next week's episode. My Hero Academia, so far, this season has been literally fire. This season has been this is by far better than last season already. Just from the what, 4 episodes that we're in right now, better than last season already. I'm saying it right now. I'm just saying it right now. That's it. Okay. This has been amazing. This has been amazing stuff. He said he was going to get his power back, and Mao didn't want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. He saw that and he said, "No, I don't care about that crap." Plot armor for the win. I mean, again, look, it really was like some plot armor kind of stuff. But you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Shigaraki has to be that main villain at the end of the day, man. He has to be that main villain at the end of the day. That's just how it is. Okay, I need to see that. So, yes. You know, Deku he's gonna potentially be like the strongest guy here, right? But Shigaraki is looking more and more like a threat. This man got the power, right? I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna see what's about to happen. I feel like there's gonna be a couple of heroes that's gonna die here. I have to say that much. And also, please, like Mirko's already messed up as it is. They got to get her out of there because it's not looking good. All right, it's not looking good. I'm hoping they can actually really get out of this whole situation. I don't know how far Shigaraki's gonna go and how he's gonna stop everything, but it's like I feel like there's about to be bodies about to hit the floor. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? This week's episode, My Academia, gets my seal of approval, obviously, without a doubt. Come on now. So let's move on to the next episode, the next anime, which is spyxfamily. This also is like getting cut into two spots. Like there's only like 2 sections of this episode, which is weird. I have a complaint already when it comes to spyxfamily. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not spoiling because I'm ahead of this right now. Wait, you are? You son of a gun. All right. You manga readers. God. Okay, no. but for spyxfamily, I do have a complaint, okay? But let me just discuss this episode real quick, right? There's 2 halves of it. We have Yor secretly learning how to cook for her family, basically, right? That's pretty much the first half of the episode. She successfully was able to actually cook something that was actually dear to her because her mother used to cook it. So she was able to do that successfully, but then she got too ahead of herself, made some other meal, and almost took out her family at the same time because both Lloyd and Anya was literally on the ground. It's funny just seeing Anya like gone. She's like, oh, like that crap bodied her. This episode was pretty funny, all things considered. It was pretty funny, but it's just at the same time, why can't Yor just get her own episode? Like, I feel like we need more development with Yor, and we need to do more with just Yor in general. Like, she has an interesting character that I would like to expand more on, and it would have been all right if she had a whole episode herself, not splitting this to 2 with the other guy, because then we have this, you have Lloyd's friend. I can't remember the dude's name at the moment, but Lloyd's friend essentially wanted to go pick up a chick. He was unsuccessful, unfortunately, and it kind of iterates the point of you don't really want to start a family. You don't really want to start trying to actually have a relationship because at the end of the day, we're spies and we can't have that love meddle in between all this. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's still a shame. Anya understood that he was that he took the L that day. But I'm serious. Like honestly, like Yor needs her own episode. They need to focus more on Yor and just in general. She's a great character. Everybody likes Yor in one way or another, if you know what I mean. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Look, here, God, you agree with me, right? Come on, Thumps. Ace, please. Come on, McFly. Look, I know you got me, right? I know you got me. I know you agree. Come on now. Yours is great, okay? Come on. But regardless of that, I will still give this week's episode the seal of approval because I still enjoyed it, but it just made me crave for more Yor-centric episodes. That's just my main complaint I have with it, but I'm enjoying it. This is a nice little series just to watch here, but I don't know. The show is a little overhyped, okay? I feel like the show is just a little overhyped still. Like I don't know, people seem like they love this show so much, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a tad overhyped, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't watched the show in a long time. Dang. I say he gave up. No, look, I just said, see, the show's a little overhyped. Look, he's not even thinking about it no more. He said, spy family, who? Girl needs more character building. Facts, right? Exactly, right? He needs more character building. She has a brother. Like, we can do so much more here. Like, we can do so much more, and it wouldn't hurt to just put some more attention onto her. Anya has had way more attention than Yor, and that's saying something. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But it still gets a silver approval, right? Boom. I need a sound effect for that. I'm gonna do that next time. Brother with the sister complex. I mean, that's a show right there. Actually, that's a show right there. Don't watch that though. Don't watch that show. It's very sus. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. I believe this is the last one we got here for the bracket of talking about this week's episodes, and this is Bleach. This is Bleach. This was yet another pretty fire episode. I enjoyed it. Bleach was good. Bleach was good. I mean, we're still doing the building blocks of getting everything going, and with the end of this episode, things are about to go down. The war is about to start. It's interesting too. Just it felt kind of fast because from the reactions from Soul Society, they said we only have 5 days. We gotta make sure to get our stuff together even before that time, before they try to do another surprise attack. We must be ready. And apparently they were not ready. Like, they were not ready. Yuha came up in there. He got his Stern Readers coming through. They broke through the place with ease. Kira was the first to get bodied in 2.2 seconds. It's like, bro, we just started. How you already down, bro? How are you? Kira is trash. I think I said this before in a video a long time ago, but Kira is trash. I mean, he has a good ability to raise your head, Wabiske, and he hits your sword, and boom, 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 it's heavy. But what's that gonna do with Stern Ridders, bro? They got a bow, sucker. Like, you think that's gonna do nothing? Yeah, Kira just got the holes in them, all right? I'm gonna call that man a hollow, all right? More with your. Hey, look. Look, more with your. Come on now. Look. Bars, baby. But no, Kira he got body so quickly. It's a little funny. But I do like that, right? This is an established character that actually got bodied really fast, which means this kind of signifies that these guys are a threat. They already got Sasakibe, man dead. And now they just got Kira. These dudes are not playing around. This is how you know this is the final season, right? This is how you know this is the final act of something. Because even like the most established characters that we do have, they are still getting bodied regardless of who they are. And that's what I like about this this whole war arc in general. And what I liked about the Stern Raiders and how they were actually built up, because they made it to where they weren't just taking out nobodies. No, they were taking out people that you actually know. Sounds like Hibe. I mean, we don't really know that sucker like that. But Kira, we do. We've been around that guy for a little bit. We understand his little bit of a complex that he got going on, and his liking for Matsumoto, and then his captain and all that jazz. But you know what? It was a necessary L for that to take to make this feel very impactful. Outside of that, though, Ichigo is still dealing with the other Stern Raider. That ability that Stern Raider got. Because, I mean, he's using the Let's Steal. The Let's Steal is an ability that Uryu used a long time ago when he fought against Mayuri, actually, right? But that ability it's kind of like the final Gesuga Tensei, basically, right? You get great power, but at a loss of your power. He was able to get his power back, of course, but still, at that time, it really impacted that. And, yeah. But with this ability now, because it's been over 200 years, they've developed it to make it to where we don't have those drawbacks anymore, and it just busted. So this sucker's out here not only just getting the reishi from the surrounding area, like the air and all that. No, he's getting reishi from Avon, the beast that was from Halibros Fractions. That thing was like kicking his butt initially, but he had a blue vein, and the blue vein protected that sucker. His neck was broken, but he was still protected somehow. Like, the dude's busted as heck. And he was able to like take out Chad's like armor, he can just scoop you up basically. Like, he can just literally scoop you up. You are Reishi basically. You McFly, Ace, you're Reishi to this man. That's it. You're gone. It's over. I will say he will literally. This is YouTube, so let me not say that. But you're gone. All right. You're donezo. Dust. All right. And then this man's only getting stronger after that. So it's about to be an interesting battle for Ichigo when he comes to dealing with this man right here. But he's trying. So ultimately, I'm really liking this. I'm also liking the serious tone of this arc and how it's being animated, how it's being adapted. Like, they're really showcasing a lot of blood. Like, this is very gruesome stuff. Like, the man's it's crazy because it almost seems like they're pumping it up. They're raising the bar even from where the manga was doing in some cases, because it's very violent. Bleach has never looked this violent before, so it's actually a nice fresh, like a breath of fresh air, right? I'm liking what I'm seeing right here. Man's eating me. Pause. But I'm just saying, like, if you are Reishi, and that's what's so like OP about just the ability, he's just standing there and just absorbing everything. And it's like, bro, like, how are you supposed to get rid of that outside of taking off the little halo thing that he had on his head? And also a little like thing to note. What's kind of interesting about this, because like there are seen to be like a godly type of figure and everything like that, right? But at the same time, they have these like grotesque like forms that are here, right? Versus like the Shinigamis, where they don't transform into some like demon type of thing like that, right? Even though they're pretty much, you know, death gods at the end of the day. So it's just it's kind of an interesting dynamic and switch that they got going on there for the Stern Raiders and for the Quincy's. And one last thing, actually, with this episode, Uryu does know now kind of what's going on a little bit when it comes to our Yuha Bach, like this master's leader to the Quincy's. And to know that there's other Quincy's actually alive, because he's no longer just the last Quincy alive at this point. So he now knows there's a whole other group of Quincy's still out here doing their thing and about to take out freaking well, I don't know if he knows that necessarily, but he knows they're around, they're out there, and he has an idea that these Quincy's are about to start doing something. You know, start doing something. You know, it's about to go in. So again, easily Bleach get my seal of approval without a doubt. It's fire. It's fire. Bleach is fire. Bleach is fire. All right? Y'all need to go and watch goddamn Bleach right now. All right? It's like a fire. All right? Come on. All right. With that said, I think that's the last one, if I'm not mistaken, right? Exactly. So, that pretty much concludes the seasonal talk for this week when it comes to talking about the animes. We have to do this, though. We have to do this. So, I'm curious. I'm going to ask you guys right now in the comment section, live here, what was the best episode this week when it comes to the 5 shows we're talking about here? Unless you want to throw Chainsaw Man in there. You can do that. You can do that. I'll let that happen. So what has been the best episode so far in this week when it comes to these animes? I'm curious. I'm going to drink some bleach. I mean, I don't know. You got to clear your inside somehow, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Don't do it, because I'm not gonna promote that, actually, because, you know, then I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the villain. I ain't trying to be a villain, all right? I'm not staying. Come on now. But now, with that said, for me personally, for this week, the episode I think, or the show that I think took this week's ranking here, being number 1, it has to go to Mob freaking Psycho, baby. It has to be Mob Psycho, baby. Because, like, Mob Psycho, that episode was freaking fire. I'm loving everything right now that I see with Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho is freaking lit. Mob Psycho is the dream. Mob Psycho is what it is. Mob Psycho is a show that everybody needs to be watching, all right? This sucker said Chainsaw Man, then Mob. Okay, I see. Okay, see, that's how he's thinking. But see, he put Chainsaw Man there. But I thought, look, even with Chainsaw Man being as great as it was, I mean, the episode was great. I'll give it that. I don't know, Mob Psycho, I felt that better, man. It hit me. That was a fire episode. So for this week, Mob Psycho for me has won. But I'm always curious to know what other people thought, who you think, or what show you think actually won for this week. I'm always curious, all right? Like, please tell me in the comment section below, for people that are watching it as a VOD, like, please tell me, what do you think had the best episode this week? I'm just saying, like, Mob Psycho really got that for me. I'm eating it up, right? I'm eating good today. Freaking delicious. All right. Now, guys, we have the last segment. I don't know what's happening here. Tongue-tied, all right, tongue twisters even. But we have the last segment, and that is hot takes. So I know one for a fact I want to talk about because it was interesting. I ran into this on TikTok, and I get what he was trying to say when it comes to the take that he had. I just don't agree with it at all. Actually, I think it's like actually the opposite of why this character actually is good versus what he thought or what he's thinking. So the hot take I ran into is that they were saying that out of like the big 3, or just even that show now, I believe, like Bleach, Ichigo is like the worst main character. And I sat there and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? So I watched the video and he was explaining himself on why he thinks he's the worst. And essentially, he's saying because this man doesn't have a goal, similar to like how Luffy, for instance, wants to be king of the pirates, Deku wants to be the number one hero, Naruto wants to be the Hokage, right? He doesn't have a singular goal that drives him in being the character that he is. But that's why I disagree. What makes Ichigo more likable and actually even more relatable is the fact that he doesn't have that. He's just a guy. I mean, he has some goals or some thoughts that he would like to do, like to take over the business for his father. You know what I mean? You know, he does get pretty good grades in the school and stuff like that, and that's not really shined upon. And I understand that, right? Like a lot of the life aspects of it, I understand. It's not really shown into that degree because at the end of the day, what drives Ichigo to do things isn't even what he's doing. He's not proactive. It's always a reaction every time the new arcs even start up. If you really think about it, from the Soul Society arc, his reaction to what was going on with Rukia, because Rukia got captured, he then thus went over there to try to protect his friend, right? So that's reaction to it. Same thing with Orihime. He had to try to go get Orihime back after everything that was going on there. The Fullbringer arc, this is where he became more active and wanted to actually do something, which is I want to get my powers back because I can't protect my friends otherwise because they're out here getting embodied. But that is a want, you know what I mean? So ultimately, I don't agree with this thought process that he's the worst one, when sometimes when you have a singular goal, that doesn't really necessarily make you any better as a character. In some ways, it actually will pigeonhole you as a character because you always have to stay within that goal. You know what I mean? And that's why, again, this is why I like Ichigo in the first place, because he's just more of a fluid type of a character and he can be more relatable in that sense. So I can't disagree. I can't agree with that take that Ichigo is like the worst shonen protagonist. It's not a good take. It was not a good take. I get what he was trying to say, but I don't agree. I don't agree. But what do you guys think? I'm curious. When it comes to this take here, do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? Because, I mean, we can debate. We can debate. I am curious about this. That's just how I feel, though. And maybe there is a bit of biasness, right? Because I do love me some Bleach. Bleach is one of my favorite, and it's like, I mean, it was my favorite in the big three for a while. You know, it was a favorite to me for a while for the big three until One Piece snuck up on it, right? And then Naruto even did that at one point. But I don't know. I like it. It's a trash take. Well, god dang. Well, it's hot though, all right? It's hot on the plate. It's hot garbage, but it's still a take, man, you know? And I mean, again, he tried to explain himself correctly, and I get where he was trying to come from with it, but it's hard to agree with that. It's hard to agree with that. He said a whole trash take, like, get that crap out of here. All right, guys. Which gay animes out this season? You know, that's a good question. I'm actually not sure. But welcome in. I can't answer that question. All right. We're only watching 5 animes right now. 6 animes currently at the moment. All right. Or Simpsy is New World Luffy for sure. Oh, wait a minute. Hot take. Hold on a second. Why do you say that? Why you say that? Why you say that? Because yeah, that's kind of hot. Granted, I can kind of agree with you because I know what you're thinking, right? I know what you're thinking. Tiger and Bunny over. Oh, I mean, look. Let me say, Tiger and Bunny's freaking great, though. Tiger and Bunny is freaking great. I enjoy me some Tiger and Bunny, all right? Look, we need more of that. We need more of that. There's a few out, actually. Orson Welles has a whole session on the BL. Yeah, the BLs, you know what I'm saying? But they're looking for anime, though. Looking for anime. They need the anime. They want that stuff animated, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're looking for. But no, going back to this, like, that's actually not a bad take, though, right? Because, honestly, before the time skip, Luffy was actually a better character. I'm being honest with you. as a character, he was better. He had more personality, right? When I was going back and watching One Piece, it was interesting to see how his character has changed. He was more rough around the edges. Like, he would just tell you straight up that you're trash, or even if he's talking to an elder or someone that's older than him, he don't care. He don't have respect like that. He will literally put you to the ground. He don't care. It was interesting how Luffy's characterization was. He was just very rough around the edges, but he was also still kind of funny in that manner. Like, he had actual like quirks about this guy. Like, Luffy now is a lot more bland in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? I feel like he lost that edge to him as a character. He's not usually always there. He doesn't really do those jabs and stuff like that anymore. It's kind of reliant on like on the other characters more so than even Luffy at this point. And that's after the New World. I'm just saying. I just find Luffy less interesting than anyone else in the crew. And that's fair. That's a fair take to have, because I mean, his whole crew got fire freaking backstories. Maybe outside of maybe Zoro. I'll probably say that. I'm up to date on all the BL manga webtoons. Wait, god dang, really now? God dang. Is the One Piece real? All right, the One Piece is real. I now know if that I know the meme now. Okay, look, my brother showed me what was going on. I didn't know what the meme was at first. All right, I was saying it and I was ignorant. Okay, I didn't know. Fairy Tail Natsu. Are you trying to do a hot take right now? Because Fairy Tail, look, that show kind of trash. All right, look, I'm just saying, and I see somebody peeking in the corner over there. Actually, that is Annie Mara in the goddamn building. How are we doing tonight? We are doing the hot take section right now. Currently, we're talking about Luffy actually being a bland character in the New World. Ever since the time skip happened, he has been less of a character, basically. And it's more about what the other characters are kind of doing more so than anything else. I feel anyways, right? And I mean, he might be actually the least interesting character in some regards in comparison to everybody else on the crew. Like, Sanji has a massive backstory that we know about him at this point. Zoro needs more development, actually. I'll admit. We got that one little bit with that friend and the friend dying. You know what I mean? Like, that's his motivation, and we got kind of that. It is not really much more we got when it comes to him and what else is going on with him. You know what I mean? I thought there was going to be some more, but they haven't done that yet. So it's interesting. But his crew got fire backstories. So I get it. Zoro definitely needs building. Yeah, he really does. It's actually weird that we haven't done that yet. Everybody assumed, actually, right, that we're supposed to get the character development and building for Zoro in Wano. Wano is the samurai country. You would think he would get some new ability or do something, right? It's interesting that we're not developing him as much as we should. I'm not going to spoil nothing, but just know that don't have the expectation. The gritty and the Fortnite shot. What you talking about, Fancy? What you talking about? What you talking about? Who was his dad and mom? I have no idea. And see, and I feel like there was like a bit of a hint at some point, but I won't go any further than that. Oh, so this is what the box. I don't know what you're talking about, Quets. Welcome in. What? Why everybody just like acting kind of funky right now? What's happening here? But nah, ultimately, Luffy could be a better character, and it's a shame that is what it is, and that's why. You know what? I'll even say this. Ichigo's a better character than Luffy. Boom. Got him. What now? I'm telling the truth right now. And you know who's even better than that? At the end of the day, if you want to go through the big three, when it comes to characters, Naruto's actually a better character than both of them. Naruto had an amazing amount of backstory. This dude got all the development, right? Like Kishimoto did a really good job developing Naruto and developing Sasuke. Like, we ain't gonna talk about don't talk about the women though. We don't talk about the women. Because like Kishimoto don't know how to do that. Even right now, that sucker don't know how to do that. I don't know if that's a hot take, but that sucker just can't develop these women correctly. I don't know what's wrong with him. He has Sarada right now, and he's struggling to even write her. It's annoying. It's actually annoying. You know, that's actually another take maybe. Because like the way Boruto's like set up right now, it's like, yeah, I know the show's named Boruto, but the way the dynamic should be at this point, is we should focus a lot more on Sarada. Boruto is not an interesting character. Boruto's not that interesting. Like even his like not trauma, but his issues that he got. Like nah, Sarada's a much more interesting character. We should focus more on her. But again, Kishimoto can't do that. Saga can't write women. He can't. And welcome in Tech inside the building, sir. How we doing? How we doing? I don't think Zoro is getting anything else, but he's interesting because he keeps Luffy in check and acts like the right hand man. He doesn't seem like the type of character who would who would. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong because that's kind of his role. I feel everybody keeps doing this whole battle between Sanji and Zoro, but it's always been clear to me that Zoro should be the stronger one out of the two, simply because he does act as a right hand man for Luffy. If Luffy is not there, the second in command is actually Zoro. People don't seem to understand that. It's like we need to start doing this battle. Like Sanji has an actual full-on goal he's trying to do that requires actually something that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about fighting skills. Like Zoro wants to be the best swordsman in the world. That requires him to be at a certain level. Sanji just wants to all blue. That doesn't require him to be good in fight. You know what I'm saying? And also, he already has an active role as the chef of the crew as well. It's great that he's actually a formidable foe, yes. But I just don't see why we always have to make that battle happen. That's the thing. Discord failed to notify me. I mean, I put it in the Discord, I put it in on Instagram, and I put it on Twitter. You got to follow one or the other, man. Come on, man. No. What I don't know. Like, what is going on here? But welcome in, Grace. Does Ichigo have a goal? Ichigo doesn't need a goal. That's what I was trying to say. Like, the thing about this is that you don't need a goal to be a good character. Like that I don't know why that is like a stigma or something that you need for a shonen character to be good. You don't need an active goal to necessarily be a good character. Just actually develop the character correctly, and you're gonna understand his motivations and what he's after. You know what I mean? What makes Ichigo more relatable in a lot of ways than Luffy, for instance, or for Naruto, or for that matter, is that he doesn't have a singular goal. Having a singular goal can actually pigeonhole the character's development because they have to fall in line with whatever that is. You know what I mean? Even if something might change for that matter, for that goal. Because like if you really think about it, Naruto's goal was to become Hokage, but his actual goal was to get Sasuke back. If you really think about it, like he was trying so hard to get Sasuke back more than anything else. That goal actually went to the side because he needed to get Sasuke back, because he didn't think he could become Hokage otherwise. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you don't have to necessarily always have a singular goal, because he didn't even have a singular goal. Stuff changes. It's fluid. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make here, is that Bleach with Ichigo, he didn't have to have that. At the end of the day, what Bleach tends to do is not a show that is focused solely on Ichigo Kurosaki. It's about what's actually happening around Ichigo Kurosaki that actively makes him do something. You know what I mean? If you think about all the arcs, if Rukia wasn't captured and went back to Soul Society, he wouldn't have done what he did to go over there to save her. Same thing with Orihime. He had to go back and go over there and save her, because that's not on him. That was actually Orihime's choice to even go over there. But he's like, nah, it's like, what are you doing? The only time he was actively about a choice is when he wanted to get his powers back, so he can then help his friends to protect them. You know, you can even say this right now. If you're currently watching Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War arc, Ichigo is getting thrown into the situation that is at hand right now. And Nelly L came through and said, hey, help Hueco Mundo, because Hueco Mundo is under attack. And so he's like, I want to protect my friends. I got friends over there. Let me go see what's going on. And that's literally what it is. It's a reaction, not necessarily something that he is actively doing. And I kind of like that. I like that. And Kishimoto still doesn't know how to write women. No, he doesn't know how to. He's because he initially for Boruto, he had his editor pretty much do the show, right? But I think it's like I would say about a year now. I think it's been a minute now. But Kishimoto took over, and ever since then, it's like he still doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to writing females. I don't know what it is with him. Kishimoto can do better than this. Now, the sort of thing is a cold take. Boruto is a boring character is a hot take, kind of though. Oh, really? I mean, what's so interesting about Boruto? Because like it's like he has that issue with his dad not necessarily being there and this now, but he has to also understand that this like is the Hokage. And it's not like he's not technically there. Like he has shadow clones, right? And I think McFly said this at one point that why can't this Naruto just be at home, like the actual body, and let the shadow clones deal with the day-to-day things? Like I don't understand what he's doing there exactly. But it's just like I know that this is like early on stages with him. I know his character has evolved a bit more out of that, obviously, but from the initial standpoint from it, it's just like he wasn't really all that interesting to begin with, right? Sarada is a bit more of an interesting character, given like the whole story about this is that is Sarada even Sakura's freaking daughter in the first place, right? Like we didn't like that was a whole story arc that was happening there. It was like because Karin had the same glasses and Karin kind of looked a little bit like her and everything. So everybody's like, oh, Sasuke out here banging them cheeks on, you know what I'm saying? Like this man was going around. He was getting around, around. He's like, man, I gotta get my genes around here. You know what I'm saying? Look, we gotta bring back the Uchiha clan, baby. All right, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm the last survivor of Uchiha, so therefore. Look, they gotta get it, all right? Like, look, this man out 24/7, bro. This man didn't even bring milk. This, you know what I'm saying? This sucker don't even bring milk. He don't care about the pack of cigarettes. He's just out bouncing. I don't never go back home, all right? Family. What the heck is that? What the heck is family? Yeah. Let me stop, guys. It's Boruto a good series? I'm just curious because I heard both good and bad things. Boruto's a decent series. It takes a minute to really get into it. You have to watch like at least you can. I don't want to say you have to watch it, but it's necessary. So it's weird, right? The first like 40 to 50 episodes, they are kind of fillerish. I know Sage probably hate me saying this, but it's like it is kind of fillerish in a way because it's not actually in the manga, but it's necessary development for the characters, and it is canon technically speaking because that stuff carries on. So a lot of the characters that we see, we do get the development in the early stages. So you do need to kind of watch a couple of those episodes so you can get an idea from the other, like the new kids, basically, right? You kind of need to see that. Otherwise, jumping right into it after 50 plus episodes, right? You're going to be a little confused on just how they are. Granted, if you already watched Naruto, it wouldn't bother you to that extent because they all kind of mirror their parents to some degree, right? So you can probably get away without watching those episodes, but I would recommend watching some of it. It's just that it's a lot to get into before you can actually get into the meat and bones of what Boruto and how good the show actually can be. Because there are moments where it's actually good, but it just takes too long. It takes too long. He's passed out already in the show? Yeah. As I was saying, I'm just talking about in the early stages, though. You telling me this isn't Dragon Ball? No, this is not Dragon Ball. This is not Dragon Ball, Jose. We're talking about Boruto. We're talking about Naruto. We're talking about the big three. We're talking about the Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. The One Piece is real. How are we doing, sir? Interesting. Boruto and anime are two different things. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the thing is, the anime started way too soon. Boruto, I believe, only had 7 chapters. They had 7 chapters in, and they decided, you know what? It's time for an anime. And it's like, you sat there and thought to yourself, like, how? How you gonna do this? The crap is weird. I don't know why they did that. It was odd. This whole thing is cool. Okay, we read that already. Boruto manga is better. Read it. You see, yeah. It'd probably best to read it, obviously, But look, people like animation, all right? Come on. Well, at least from what I've seen in the anime, Boruto is kind of just looking, kind of just lost right now, but still helps his friends. I mean, yeah, see? Yeah, but I'm just saying he's not really that interesting of a character. Boruto's not the interesting one in the show that you're looking for, in my opinion. I'm still watching to see how Choji landed Karui. I don't know, man. Look, maybe Karui's into bigger guys. I mean, she saw the butterfly mode, and she said, "Oh, really? Now I don't know, man." What frustrates me the most about Boruto is that Naruto kept those 2 elders in power. Yeah, I know. Yeah, what? That made no sense. Exactly right. Yeah, it don't even make any sense. It's like, I know they have like the experience in knowing how to run, the Konoha, right? Yes, okay, they got that experience. They know what they're doing in a way. But these suckers out here, how you gonna have these suckers still over here? And this is why Sasuke don't want to get back in the village. Sasuke don't want to talk to them. Sasuke don't want that. That's why it's actually, you know, think about it, it's kind of weird that Sarada wants to even be like Hokage, right? Because then she might have to deal with these suckers. You know, like it is weird that they're still around like that. It's like freaking what's that dude name? Not Aruka. What's the third Hokage? The third Hokage keeping Danzo around for so long. Like, Danzo was a threat. Danzo was a menace. Danzo should have been thrown in jail years ago. You should have been got that guy out of here. It's like, why are you keeping this man around? He's my friend. I gotta make sure he's okay, and I don't want to make the same mistakes. Like honestly, third Hokage was trash. All right, like I don't know what the heck he was doing in a lot of that. All right, it's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. Yeah, fly, but that's interesting thing because anime is trying to give the side character development more world building. Yeah, exactly. True, but the pacing is it's horrendous. Too much building that it takes in the manga. Does a great job with that. I mean, does it do a great job in that? I mean, how much do you actually know of the side characters is the question then. I gotta ask. How much development are the side characters even getting? And again, some of the side characters are females. Is Kishimoto actually writing them correctly? Because I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, they dropped the ball too much. Like he don't know what he's doing sometimes. All right, but needless to say, this makes me want to actually at least read up on Boruto and try to catch up to see more of the development of it. Because I'm still not full all in there with it yet. I used to read it, but I stopped because I wasn't really that invested into the series like that. And it's a shame too because I was kind of expecting it to be at least decent enough for me to actually still want to be a part of it. But I kind of gave up. I kind of gave up on it. All right. But those are the hot takes. All right. This is the hot take section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little debate discussionary portion of this stream here because we were going back and forth with this. All right. And I feel like we can all agree that Ichigo at least isn't a terrible character. Okay. He's not the worst. He's definitely not the worst main protagonist when it comes to shonen. I feel like there's like others that can actually be fill those shoes just a little bit. I'm just saying. Yeah, pace is pretty slow because they can go too fast, but it can be a little interesting still. But the emphasis on them is irrelevant, honestly. You don't need 10 episodes of Choji's daughter chasing a man or a celebrity crush. That's just weird. That's a waste. I mean, yeah. Like I said, again, there are some episodes you should watch, and there's some that just like there's no reason for it. Again, they dropped the ball a lot with Boruto. Like this show could have been something, but they should have waited. They really should have waited before animating this. I never seen a show get animated so fast because they had like a one shot, and then they had like seven or so chapters before they decided to go ahead and actually start animating this already. It's like there's no way this was gonna be. It was gonna be good. I don't think that was gonna work in its favor, which I can see it didn't. Oh, they're all caught up. See, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't want to be all caught up, and it just makes everything a mess. All right, it just makes everything a mess. At the end of the day, that's not something you should do. All right, it's one of money low key facts. They know ultimately that the Boruto Naruto name is gonna sell, but it is interesting that Kishimoto did make a new manga. I don't know if y'all knew about this. He made a new manga, right? And that manga, I think after 20 or so chapters, it got canceled. And this is from Kishimoto. It's surprising me, right? So I was like, okay, I guess they don't give a crap like that. And yeah, Kishimoto, it's funny, I'm thinking about it. Kishimoto made a whole new manga, got canceled, but freaking Hunter x Hunter still going to this day. Like, that's a goddamn shame, bro. This man can make three volumes and then bounce for 2,000 years. It's like a what? How'd that happen? Welcome in, short stuff. Welcome in. Well, show should have came out in the first place. Yeah, it shouldn't have came out in the first place. They should have just said, you know what? Let's just wait. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. Also, I guess one question to you guys actually: are you guys reading Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter's back, guys. So I think it's time for us to get back into reading some Hunter x Hunter. I'm just saying, I can make some videos on it if you want me to, if there's a demand for it. But I'm just curious. I assume a good portion of Boruto fans are into the series for the Naruto nostalgia. Same. That's kind of what got me into it. I mean, because I don't really care about the new kids and stuff like that. Like, we still don't know anything about freaking, what's his name, Metal Lee or something like that. We still don't know nothing about that sucker. Who the heck is Metal Lee? Yeah, who is the mother? God. I don't even know where to start after the show ended. God dang. Well, I have to come back to you on that. I gotta find the spot where we need to start, where you need to start reading it from. You don't remember much about Bleach, than Wikamundo and the Fullbringer stuff. Then you know most of it right now. The only thing you don't know is Soul Society. What you mean? There's not many other arcs. Like there's the Katakura Town arc. There's the Soul Society arc, Fullbringer arc, Aranka arc. Like what you saying, sir? I mean, are we talking about the filler arcs? Like what's happening here? Like, if you think about it, it's not as long as you think it is. I think is what it is. Like what? I'm assuming you don't really like Bleach, right? Like that is what I'm starting to see here, which is why you're trying to make a take right now. Let's see, I don't know much to start with the show ends. Like, so I'm gonna find a spot for you though. I'm gonna find a spot for you. And then obviously it's also the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I mean, everybody's gonna have different tastes at the end of the day when it comes to anime. And at the end of the day, these are all good animes. None of them are bad. So yeah, like One Piece, where it excels at. One Piece excels at being at world building. One Piece actually started off really shaky in the beginning, right? It wasn't popular over here in the West until way later. Naruto really got its footing in here real quick. It did its thing. Like Naruto, I think overall probably has a good balance between its world building and its characters, more so than like I won't say more so than like One Piece necessarily, especially not now at this point, but more than Bleach, I can say that's kind of the case. Katakura Town is Katakura Town, and then we also have Soul Society and we have Wikamundo. Those are the three places that we kind of really need, and it's like it didn't really have to really build on Wikamundo to that extent. Soul Society got that building that we needed. Katakura Town's like a freaking town, so it's like you're not really have to do that much when it comes to actually doing the building blocks for a world. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less trying to focus on the characters, and there's a lot of good characters in Bleach. The characterization is probably a stronger suit that you can like about Bleach, because Bleach has a lot of good characters that you can actually vibe with, even more than Ichigo himself is a thing. So that's one of his stronger suits for it. But all the big three has some type of strength and weaknesses to each other. And at the end of the day, they're still good, and they're still the ones that are the GOATs that ended up getting out, like the Jujutsu Kaisens and all these other animes that kind of came forth after it. Because it has spawned other animes to try to get back to that same level. So that's the thing. I'm also considering to start reading Hunter x Hunter or Demon Slayer. I need a serious read, man. I mean, Hunter x Hunter is back for now. So, I mean, you could try to get back into it, but you're going to be in that same position that I'm in, that Ace is in. Once it goes on hiatus again, and it will, it's going to hurt. We're going to be waiting again. I'm just saying. Man, it's called the Soul Society arc, forgettable, crazy. Exactly, right? If he didn't like that arc, there's no way he's gonna like Bleach. Then I don't know what it is I don't know what it is that's making him not like the series necessarily. I don't know if it's also some type of bias that came through where stuff got hyped, right, and then that hype kind of skewed his perspective, possibly. I don't know what it is exactly that made him not like it. Is my thing. Well, if you can explain that, Quetz, I would like to know. Character development. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen manga is hype. I'm still reading. Oh, you're reading? Wait. You're caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen? Interesting. Because yeah, I was hearing Jujutsu Kaisen is popping off. It's popping off. I heard like is it Maki? I believe. She's more of a main character than the main character himself. Like I was hearing, she's kind of been going in. I don't know too much. I don't know much right now. I just been hearing things. I'm not reading it right now. I'm an anime only, so I don't know much. Okay, don't say nothing. On 110 out of 10 manga. Wouldn't recommend read. Honestly, I actually agree with that sentiment a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard reading it. Also, I wouldn't say the manga is a 10 out of 10. The anime is. The manga, I put that thing like an 8. It's still good, but bro, you and I read this stuff together. They have whole sections. There's sections where it's nothing but speech bubbles. Sometimes there's not even speech bubble. It's just a box with words in it. Like you know where like the art's supposed to be? Nah, it's like it's a whole freaking just text wall. It's like who? It's like, I understand trying to develop your world and do the building blocks, and I know the narrator is getting overtime work for this because it's just like, huh? What are we doing? What are we doing? Probably still gonna read it, to be honest. I'm too invested in it at this point, and there it is. And there it is. We should read ahead. Oh, really now? New manga Tuesdays. You want me to add another manga to the list? Is what you're trying to tell me right now? You want me to add another manga to the list? Look, something like that could happen. Something like that could happen, maybe. I mean, there is other mangas I do want to read. Like One Punch Man is actually one I'm more or less caught up on. I'm like 2 chapters behind, but I'm mostly caught up on that. And I wouldn't mind talking about One Punch Man. I love me some One Punch Man. I'm just saying. Or Fire Punch is not bad either, yeah? True. I mean, I don't know if I want to catch up on Jujutsu Kaisen, though. That's the thing. The anime is so good. That's like the thing about me, and maybe this is another take, right? If the anime is really good, I don't really want to go into the into the manga. Like, if the anime actually is adapting it correctly, then I feel like I don't need to read it, you know? And it's kind of funny because I guess if you think about it, Promised Neverland was one of those shows where it's like the anime was so bad that it actually got people to read the manga. So it's like, do you really want to adapt it well so you can get people to actually buy the manga and read it that way? Or do you want people to just watch the show and not really mess with the manga? Because, I mean, that stuff happens. Because that's where I'm at right now. That's my thing. I can see that sometimes. Yeah. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. Like, My Hero Academia is another one that I'm anime only for. Because I actually like the adaptation for the most part. They're doing a really good job with it. Same thing with the JoJo Bizarre Adventures. I really like the adaptation. Like, David Production does an amazing job at adapting JoJo Bizarre Adventures that I don't really need to go and read the manga for because I might as well wait. I know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be a banger. I need the soundtrack. I need the music. You know. So that's why I'm like, I do ultimately feel like I'd rather not really touch the manga then because I don't really need it. I don't really need that. But I do at the same time would like to know like maybe the differences. I don't know. Because I know the feeling of like watching an anime and also reading the manga. Because I did this for Attack on Titan. I'm actually in this, I'm in a position right now where I was pretty far ahead in the manga, right? But the anime finally caught up where I was at, so I stopped reading the manga so I can watch the anime. So I don't know. I'm a weird guy. First season was Heat. See? Okay. Second season poop. Hey, yo, what you mean? What? Wait, whoa, buddy. Whoa. What do you mean poop? Like, come on now, wait a second. Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like I'll be missing too much from the anime to get the same impact from the manga. I don't know, because I mean, again, that's kind of the point about a good adaptation, right? If they do it well enough, it's like, you don't really need to go back from like just start reading it because you rather just hear the soundtrack. You rather like there's more to it, right? It's not just the scenes themselves being adapted, but it's just how they go about adapting it, seeing it actually animated, hearing the soundtracks, hearing the how like you know what? Fire Force is actually a really good one. Fire Force is an amazing example of this because you can read Fire Force, right? But you're missing out on the anime because the anime's mixing for audio is incredible. Like the sound effects makes that anime pop off more than it needs to. Actually, I have to admit, like the way the sound design is, it's incredible, and you can't get that from just reading the manga, right? Like, there is no sound. You're just reading it. You can visual like hear it in your own head or something. I don't know, like. It's not the same thing. It's not the same feeling. You know what I mean? And that's another, like one of my best examples I can give you, where it's like the anime really steps it up with its adaptation. You know what I mean? Oh, they could have made the show great. Yeah, they could have. They really could have, but they decided not to. They decided not to. Like it's funny too, because I wouldn't say Promised Neverland season 2 was like poop or it's trash necessarily. It's not good. It's not a good season. It wasn't. They dropped the ball really hard, but it was still enjoyable up until like the last 3 or so episodes because they were rushing the crap out of it, especially at the end. The end was a slideshow of every event that happened in the manga. How the heck an anime only sucker's gonna know what's going on? That crap made no sense. That ending was literally trash. That was terrible. That's what actually killed the entire season just by itself. That last section was dumb. It made no sense. But it's like some of the stuff that was leading up to wasn't too bad. There are still things I still actually enjoyed within Promised Neverland season 2. It's just ultimately it really did not keep it together like at all. Like at all. Oh yeah. I forget what you meant. That's what you meant. I love reading manga in general. I love reading manga too. Actually, I do love me some manga. I like both reading the manga and watching anime. With manga, I can go to my own pace. Yeah, you'll go at your own pace. Exactly. With anime, I can just sit back and watch. Facts. That's kind of what I do with One Punch Man because like, second season wasn't that good anyways for One Punch Man, but I was already a fan. I was reading it before it even became an anime, but it's one of those ones that I'm always gonna keep reading because I enjoy it. Fire Force without the sound design doesn't hit the same. Facts. And it was saying the same thing as if I was typing it crazy. It was a great example. It's something that came to my mind immediately because like that is one of those adaptions where it's like you kind of need to just watch the anime at that point. It's just that good. I gotta run to the store and grab more supplies. Have a good rest of the stream, and we'll catch y'all soon. All right, McFly. Hey, do your thing, bro. I know you got your stuff here. I'm about to leave here anyways. This is we're pretty much done with the section of just hot takes and discussion portion of this, but I appreciate you guys coming in here and actually having a discussion right now. I can definitely see that anime does add that extra visual and sound element. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, but again, to each their own, and ultimately you should try to watch or read both mediums because it always helps to see what they changed and what's the difference, right? What is it that we could be potentially missing out from the anime? Because sometimes the anime has to cut some stuff out. You can't always fit every idea that the manga is trying to put in there. Like One Piece is a good example of that because One Piece be trying to put everything in the goddamn kitchen sink in the manga, but I know the anime has to take certain things and certain liberties to make sure that everything is still cohesive and it's still making sense. Therefore, that's why everything's so goddamn slow. But that's for another. That's a whole another thing, right? Yeah, and Demon Slayer with all the pop-off animation. Facts. He says Spunky Sus. No, facts. That's a fact. Demon Slayer, I don't even think it was that popular initially when it was just a manga. The anime literally carried it. If it wasn't for the anime, Demon Slayer wouldn't be popping off the way it is. The anime literally did something that you don't normally get to see, all right? That's a hard carry. It's a hard carry. And also, this is why a good adaptation matters. Demon Slayer has added scenes in it for the anime. The way the manga is structured and how some of these fights are actually done is not as hype as it is in the anime. Surprisingly enough, I was checking some of the stuff in the manga, and you can see like the actual differences that were there. Like the last fight that we saw when it comes to even Rengoku's fight and all that stuff, all the flames and everything. Like it wasn't like a burning building. It wasn't all this craziness that was going on. Izuri. I said not Rengoku. Izuri for his fight. There was not a bunch of flames and all this other crap going on here. Like, I don't know, it's interesting how they looked at it and how they adapted it. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make it more bombastic, make it better than what even the manga is even doing. So I'm just saying. Yeah, it's cool to see the differences and the strengths of each medium has. Exactly. At the end of the day, they both have their own strengths and weaknesses. And that's why I do implore people to just do both if you want to. But like I said, I am the kind of guy that will just watch the anime. I think once the animes are done, I might go back to read them. So I've done that a few times where I decide to go back and just like read some of the mangas to see what's going on with it, if there's any differences, or watch some videos about differences and stuff like that. So I will do that. I'll actively look around to see what's like going on at that point. But I don't know. I don't want to be. It's just like I don't want to lose that feeling of not knowing, like of not knowing of the unknown. I should say. I want to be non-spoiled, right? I want to get that feeling from the anime. I want to feel those emotions that the anime is trying to convey to me. Whereas if you were to read the manga, you're already caught up and stuff like that, it doesn't hit the same. It's still nice, yes, but it doesn't hit the same. And I know how this is because I did this with Attack on Titan. Once the anime got past where I was reading, I don't know, I was hype as heck. Like it really started slapping me in the face a lot more and a lot differently than when I was actually already ahead. So there's that difference as well. Yeah, well, Eddie said, but sadly, the small things that can make a manga scene can be missing easier. Yeah, it can be missed easier. That's true too. Like the same thing with My Hero without Marvel. My Hero would have. What do you mean about Marvel? I mean, I know this is a superhero genre has just been a whole thing to begin with, but I don't know if how much Marvel has influenced that necessarily, because it's not like we didn't have other animes come by. But at the same time, I mean, that's an interesting take. I wonder how big is Marvel in Japan actually? Because I'm not sure. And I still don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, it's like I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know. A well composed manga panel or a layer combined with great art can be yes. If again, if the manga knows what they're doing when it comes to actually structuring their manga and panel layering it correctly, it can be a beautiful thing. But then I've seen other suckers that be making these panels look so goddamn confusing. Actually, you know what? One Piece is kind of like that. Their fight scenes are a little weird to read because it's hard to always tell exactly what's going on. It can be a bit messy at times. And I probably say that even for like Hunter x Hunter, actually. So it happens. I can sort of see the Marvel take too. That's why I'm like, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure if I can wholly agree on that, only because I don't have enough information to say yes or no to that, right? I need to know exactly how popular Marvel even is over in Japan for me to gauge if that was what influenced more superhero mangas to even come out to begin with, because I don't know if this was like something that was already a thing. Again, Tiger and Bunny is one of the older animes, and that was an anime that was based around superheroes. But again, Marvel was still doing this thing at that time too. So it's interesting. It's interesting. That's something to think about. Maybe that could be some homework for next time that we can talk about. Right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that concludes this stream here for the seasonal talk and for the hot take section. We talked about a lot of different things, a lot of different takes, a lot of different subject matters even. We went around, but again, we talked about anime. This is the thing about this. We get to talk about a lot when it comes to anime. We love some anime up in here in the goddamn break room. It could be a factor, at least. I just know My Hero was getting overhyped as the next big thing. I mean, that's what happens though, right? If something just pops off just enough, you're gonna start seeing that minority come through and be like, "It's the hottest thing of all time." Oh, that's what they do. That's what they do. It does have the usual shonen tropes that are popular, so I think it would have been popular anyways. But the superhero aspect maybe did help. I feel like it helped a little bit. If I'm trying to remember what caught my eye for My Hero Academia, why I liked it as much as I did initially, is how Deku was as a character. Like, I don't know, there's something about him and then how All Might and that relationship initially when it first started is what kind of gravitated towards me watching this show more than I did. And I was actually saying this show is pretty lit. But as the show went on, I noticed his characterization for Deku hasn't really changed much. He's become very stagnant as a character, and we're already 6 seasons in. So that's why I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this show now, but it's still good. It's still good. This was nice and chill. Thank you. Like I said, this is one of those ones kind of streams where we kind of just talk and chill and, be a little bit more personable when it comes to the anime takes and the talks and stuff like that. So I'm glad you guys came through. I appreciate you guys watching this stream. For those that are watching the VOD, please, there's tons of topics happening in here. I will have timestamps for at least the main portions of the stream. But if you decide to watch even further than this and further along, and you're actually at the end of this video, surprisingly enough, if you actually watch the entire thing all the way through, I appreciate you giving me a comment say potato. That will be the end stream. So if you watch the entire thing of this entire stream as a VOD or as a video, right? Put potato at the end. I want to know who actually finished it. If you could. But we have plenty of different topics. Please pick one you want to talk about. Let's talk about some hot takes. I love to talk about it in the comment section below. So leave it down there. Like, dislike, do what you gotta do. I appreciate the engagement regardless. All right. But hey, we just have fun here. We will be back over here on my YouTube channel Tuesdays for Chainsaw Man Day. We're gonna talk about the anime, and then we're gonna also read the manga on stream. So make sure you're always there. And then we come back here usually every Thursday and we talk about the seasonal anime, the seasonal talk talking about all the 5 shows that we're currently watching at the moment, and then more hot takes. So you don't want to miss it. And there it is, baby. Some potatoes, mashed potatoes, tater tots. Versatile, here we go again. God dang it. Well, now you know. But now you know. That's the secret word, all right? If you finish this, potato. Remember that. Remember that. All right, guys. I'm going to catch y'all Monday, if not Sunday, for more games over on my Twitch channel. So make sure you guys are over there and following that. I will catch you guys next time, though. Till then, people. Break out some.